do. They absolutely thrash to get the cars back out there. James Machine Deane, three-time champion in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Here he goes into that first outside zone. Transition to the second. Oh, there we go. Banging bumpers on the wall. Into outside zone 3. The machine is possessed. He's literally like T2. He's been burnt down. His exposed red eye, laser vision on the prize. Right in the Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Talk about going through war. Look at Fetty's car. That Pensoil Ferrari has seen a lot of things, a lot of action. And here we go. James Deane tries to chase him down into that first outside zone. Federico Chirico, the second out and third now. Now into the inside clip. How is James going to manage? Got a little interesting there.
Yeah.
Spec 5 FD, and then the Cadillac XLR of Jonathan Hurst. Let's see what Hurst has got for us. Caddy Daddy, and going against James the Machine Deane. James Machine Deane enters in, and again, James, you know what? Oh, and look at that. As Jonathan Hurst spins out, James Deane, if he continues on, will have a major advantage here. Oh, no!
Saves it.
Saves it, but that is going to be two independent incidents. One, James Deane continue on, outside zone 3, bloop, he spun as well. So bloop, gee, here we go. Mr. Cool, that Cadillac, driven by Jonathan Hurst. This rat-a-tat-tat machine going against that three-time champ as Jonathan Hurst uses all the cores, ping-pongs his way. Mr. Cool on Kenda tires, and James Deane continues on. What a solid lead run by Jonathan Hurst, going after a three-time champ, and James Deane fights back, but I'll tell you what, Hurst.
Forward, unfortunately.
Thank you so much. Here we go, James Deane backs it in. This is the one more time battle, and look at Jonathan Hurst. James Deane, massive angle there into outside zone 3 transition. They are absolutely shredding now, expediting this course, write their name on the streets of Long Beach. James Deane and Jonathan Hurst. That Ford Mustang here. All right, here we go. Jonathan Hurst up front, initiating. Look at that, tit for tat by James Deane. That XLR Cadillac, 1 and 2 filled. Ticking the boxes here is Jonathan Hurst now into that last inside clip. And James Deane, oh my gosh. Wow, what an effort by both the drivers. Official engine oil of Formula Drift. Like I said, this could really favor James Deane. Just, you know, he's very, obviously, a lot of driving, arguably one of the best drifters in the world. And here we go, sliding into that first outside zone. You saw an early initiation there from Jonathan Hurst. James Deane crawls into that first outside zone. I mean, listen to this thing, wound up into outside zone 2. Massages it in, look at that. Just standing on the throttle, Jonathan Hurst. And this is where it gets hairy. You can see just that long, slick run there. In his final, Jonathan Hurst adding some flair around that final inside clip. And Mr. Cool Caddy will be leading. Here we go. Now into this first outside zone. The Cadillac just missing outside. He drops that back left into the wall. Oh, buddy. Little correction there. It looks like he's almost going to lose it. Wow. This thing is just, wow. Wow, it sounds like Apocalypse Now going down. This sounds insane.
I think he's auditioning.
Sounds like a firing range. Make some noise. Come on out swinging. Let's see what Frederick Osbo does. This should be a fun one to watch. We already saw James Deane in the all-wet conditions. Freddie now joining the party. Into that first outside zone, getting into the wall. Look at James hanging out there. Freddie throwing under the bridge. Look at that, just an absolute roost coming off James Deane's car. Oh, we got a wall tap. We got a wall tap from James Deane. Frederick Osborne, look at that left foot brake. You can see him trying to massage that thing to the side of the Mustang. And there we go. A little bit of ice, a little bit of rain, a little bit of everything. Yeah.
So that being said,
it could spike, especially.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, look, what Odie said is it's loose, it's grippy, it's kind of all over the place. So here we go. We got Frederick Osbo out front, Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra, and James Deane throwing his way on in. And getting to that first outside zone. You can see Freddie. James taps the ball, or just barely kisses it. Ooh, Freddie, that thing grips up, and absolutely to your point right there. Here's that Supra, and James Deane looked like he had that nice line, almost consistent, all the way through into this final inside clip. Oh, James Deane making his presence felt there. That was pretty solid.
Yeah, leaving a little signature on the side of.
Right. Here we go, James Deane, Frederick Osbo, our final battle of the the Torque Motorsport Grade 8. Here comes James Deane leading. Now Frederick Osbo in that chase position. James Deane now transitions. It's a one more time battle between them two. Crawling into that third outside zone. Just sliding it in. Look at this precision, just putting the pin on the map. And our final inside clip wrapped it around. These two champs. Let's see what Freddie's got. Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. Like I said, he was ice racing in his native country of Norway, and he tweaked his thumb, so I had to have surgery, he was telling me. So pretty crazy. So he's driving with an impaired thumb. Oh, James Deane backs it in once again. And it looks like James overcooked it, but Freddie stays in it.
Love it.
Look at that, Freddie shaken but not stirred into that third outside zone. Look at James now in formation. Yes, sir, a little slow-mo action. There's your steam cooker, and James looks like he almost pushes him around, but what a whip. What a whip by these guys. Odie Bakshis lead James the Machine Deane. Odie coming out of that start chicane. Windshield wipers are on. Again, rain intermittent here and there. Now coming into that outside zone. Odie brings it out, taps the ball, he bounces off of it. James Deane, you see him pedal back a little bit. That allows Odie to pull away. Some corrections there from Odie Bakshi. He's taking a very shallow line, but you can see him just like crab walking that thing. Just baby steps, and James Deane, good proximity. Kind of a straight line approach, but had to do that going into that final inside clip.
Man, not a lot of notes on this one.
James Deane out front, transitioning. Who's going against Simon Olsen in the finals? Odie Bakshis or James Deane? James Deane out front. He knows how to drive in the rain. He kisses that back bumper. Oh, and Odie Bakshis counters. The wind whips up. Talking about the wind or the wind, James Deane into the outer zone. Odie Bakshis dragging bumper on the ground, not on the wall. Into that touch and go. And then into that final inside clip. And the rain really coming down now. Here we go. Again, James Deane, Simon Olsen. Olsen leads now coming down into the chute. Look at the puddles. This looks like a splash zone, not a drift zone. Going into that first outside zone. Here goes Simon Olsen spraying it, looking like a rooster tail. Into the second outside zone. One of the wettest events we've seen in years. James Deane, the Fondang Ford Mustang, as Simon Olsen goes in that third outside zone. The rooster tail spray looking more like jet skis and boats that belong in the Long Beach water or the ocean around that final inside clip. Jacob, that was insane.
Let's go.
For round two, here comes James Deane, the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. The roasted marshmallow Mustang, a little bit of correction there from James Deane. Trying to go to that first outside zone. Simon Olsen had a correction. James Deane hanging it out quite a bit. Here comes Simon Olsen. Get his first ever victory, maybe in Formula Drift. James Deane, good angle. Simon Olsen pedaling it with the proximity, almost impeding that and exceeding the front wheels. Here we go, bringing it on home into that final inside clip. Look at this, we got James Deane and Simon Olsen crawling their way across that finish line. What the heck is going on?
What is this?
This round and Irwindale.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I'm holding my breath.
Okay, so don't hold it too long.
I'm trying to-
Okay, don't black out on me. Here we go. Well, we're about to black out because James the Machine Deane versus Vaughn Gittin Jr. James Deane leads in an AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5FD. Comes in, look at that, pulling that left tire up. As Vaughn Gittin Jr. goes into the dirt and now comes up the hill into that horseshoe. These are bucket Broncos here, so it is fitting. Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets in the dirt a little bit. Here comes James Deane. Tight is right there on that inside clip number 2. Now coming back down the hill into that last inside clip, which is the first. He does tap it, but overall, a really good run by James Deane. I'll tell you, Vaughn Gittin Jr. not duplicating exactly what James Deane went on. Okay. you can tell yourself that. I don't know. What does the internet say? We'll see. Here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr., James the Machine Deane. Vaughn Gittin Jr., great initiation. James Deane. And I know he's going to earn it. He's going to earn it properly, but I'd hate to see them go and crash or a scenario like that. There goes James Deane. Oh, Vaughn goes wide in an outside zone 2. James Deane. Oh, he goes for the pass. Boom, there we go, baby. Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets it back. He says, hey, I'm sorry, boss. Be step on your toes. Let's come back and bring him back. James the Machine Deane. He says, my bad. Vaughn Gittin Jr. overshoots it. Is that a flop? We'll never know. We'll never know. Hey, he's our current points leader. James the Machine Deane will lead. Dylan the Dozer Hughes in the chase position. James Deane, that Ford Mustang, coming to that first front clip. Whoa! Lifting that front tire once again. You can see how loose that suspension is. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, he's going to try to chase him down. But James Deane, masterclass, puts it right there in that second outside zone. That's the inside clip. That's the second inside clip. Out here, that is a course indicator. Now coming back down the hill, the first inside clip is the last inside clip. So, BMW. James Deane tip to tail with that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5FD. Whoa, James, he gets with Dylan Hughes, but Dylan Hughes takes a lick and it keeps on ticking. Going that first outside zone, that rumble strip. Going to the second. Oh, he puts that back tire in. Now again, deduction, not an incomplete. Dip that one back left tire. James Deane, he does have good proximity, good transition. Dylan Hughes, very fluid. Wraps it around that last inside clip. Let's elaborate on one more time. First battle? First battle of the Grade 8. First battle of the Grade 8. James the Machine Deane, tall drink of water. An All-American battle here of the vehicles. Matt Field, the Beast of the Bay. Now, oh, where's Matt Field going? Matt Field, he goes to left field as James the Machine Deane powers his way in that first outside zone. Now in the second outside zone. James Deane, our current points leader. Matt Field, that Borley exhaust Corvette, having some issues here, and keep in mind he uses competition timeout. So you only get one competition timeout. He used it previously when Jeff Jones had the deep beating. He didn't need to do that. Battle. Red lights extinguish, and it's go time. Here we go. Set it! Matt Field, James the Machine Deane, our current points leader, 3-time champion. He'd love to get a fourth, and Matt Field would love to get his first. But now let's see if he's running 100%, see if he's got a little lozenge for his throat, and he gets that unsprung voice. There it is. Now it's loud and proud of that Borley exhaust. Goes to that first outside zone. Now coming to the second outside zone. You can see James the Machine Deane now coming in. And there we go. And look at it. I'm telling you, with Matt Field maybe being down on power, having those issues, James, you can see the good proximity, good angle. Now coming in that final clip. I mean, all signs are saying, unfortunately, for Matt Field, James Deane, that chase position, that was a tough one.
Yeah, James had his number all through that chase.
That would be crazy, but here we go. James Machine Deane, our points leader, going against Frederick Osmo, currently 5th in points. 6-time champions between these guys, 3 aside. James Deane back at it. Seeing that speed there, mile per hour, lifting it up. You can see the accelerometer there on their windshield going into that first and now into the horseshoe. Ooh, James Deane comes a little bit short of that second outside zone. Now past that second inside clip in the horseshoe. Frederick Osmo navigates outside of the horseshoe. Now past and into that final clip. And past the Norwegian Hammer out front. James the Machine Deane. Again, 3 championships on either side. And here's Osmo, big angle. James Deane buried in that Nitto tire smoke. Now coming up the hill. Big angle from Osmo. Look at this. Can he get it back? Really well done on that second outside zone by Osmo. James wasn't out there. Look at that dial. Oh, wow. Headlight to tail light on that transition between Osmo and Deane around that final clip. And James, massive angle, he slaps back using all the course. That was a tank slapper, a knee slapper. And James Deane meet already in the 8. Here we go, James the Machine Deane, that AutoZone Mustang. Derek Mads, the Madison, coming down, chasing down James the Machine. Mads comes in hot, whoa. Looks like James almost saw him, like, coming for him, right? He's like, whoop, I'll get out of your way. No problem. Here comes the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Sure, so James Deane, here he is again, having just, you know, a tumultuous season. His car catching on fire on Tuesday at Long Beach, comes back, wins the event, but Madison, he knows who's in his rearview mirror, our points leader. That AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD on Nitto tires now comes around that inside clip, transitions here. So, you know, Derek Madison looks like he's putting the car in the right places. James Deane, like I said, dialing it back just a little bit. Don't be that guy. Here we go. Our final battle of our Torque Motorsport Grade 8, James the Machine Deane and Matt Field, the beast from the Bay. The machine initiates. Ford Mustang RTR. And Matt Field now coming down into the power alley, into the smoke. Whoa! We got liftoff, kids. Not talking Cape Canaveral here. We're talking Mustangs and vets, all American, but it's an Irishman. Absolutely. All right, our final battle. Of the Grade 8, Matt Field initiates. Looks like no problem with the cars at all. James Deane gets into formation. Matt Field comes down. A lot of confidence in Matt Field's Corvette. Now past that second inside clip. What's going to happen here? He's in the pocket, he's in the crease. And now Field brings it across, and so does James Deane. Finals are here in Orlando. Which Irish driver is going to get the win? James Deane initiates, big into the bank, big angle from him, an all-out show. They want to put on a show for you across the globe, across the pond, and it's really by James the Machine Deane. Shanahan backing off just a little bit. James Deane in the crease, right there, the middle tire, and Shanahan on. Shanahan out front, James Deane chasing him down. Irish eyes are smiling on which one of these drivers. Shanahan, big aggressive initiation. James Deane right there banging on his door. Like you said, he lives on the same street, Jacob. So there he is. Who's going to answer? Who's going to hold the top spot on the box? James Deane applies the pressure, has to back down. Into the crease goes Shanahan. But James Deane gives him a tap. Says, yes, sir. Welcome to FD. Puts a James Machine Deane, the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Shanahan chasing him down. Going into the big bank. Shanahan locked and loaded, both these guys. James Deane using all of that bank. Now into the smoke valley. A big gap. It looks like we got a tire. No, it looks like it's the base of a cliff as we are going down. James the Machine Deane into the crease. Shanahan coming across. Start chicane. No cones were hit. The time vest lights are on. So are the acceleration light. Going into the bank. Shanahan goes high. James Deane not as high as Shanahan was. Oh, and there he goes. We got contact. Here we go. You got problem. James Deane. James Deane goes off. James Deane spins. Deane goes off. Shanahan continues on. Connor Shanahan is gonna be your winner here in Orlando. All right, here we go. James Deane, our current points leader. Here he goes out of the gate in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD, that first outside zone. Now transitioning into that second outside zone, dials it in. Good job by him. Kyle Mohan, great angle from him. Needs to get that proximity, needs to get a little bit closer, put the pressure on the machine, but sometimes the machine is absolutely on it like he is right there. Just put it on rails, set it, and forget it. We'll see him in St. Louis. All right, here we go. Kyle the Menace Mohan against, again, the champ. Nice aggressive initiation. Some handbrake there from Renewable Lubricants. Mazda RX-8, Mazda Tricks into that second outside zone, right into course edge. James Deane, he ain't no pushover. He's got to apply that pressure. And look at that, Kyle Mohan. Absolutely, man, he is swapping positions here and into that last outside zone. A great effort by Kyle Mohan, but I would just say it comes down to the chase. Yeah, I mean, that was just absolutely not. It was a steering pump, a water pump was going out. Water pump, what it was. Wow, James Deane saw some sparks there, flying underneath now, going into that first outside zone. The three-time champ leads RCP, the garage disc BMW. What a great transition. Oh, and RCP shuts it down. RCP has issues going to that second outside zone. James Deane continues on into that last outside zone. RCP tries to salvage fire, the rain coming down and get the win, but RCP is looking really great in this new build of his. You know, handing the keys, looked like a little tire drop on that back left there for Rome Charpentier. Now transitioning into, you can see that second outside zone. Looks like James Deane's playing a little safe here, given that maybe RCP's got a little bit of a tickle in his throat. He's got a cough there, running not 100%, so you want to save the car. Also, save the opportunity, because with that, I'll tell you what, James Deane, Chris Forsberg, James Deane will lead. Forsberg giving chase. James Deane in that first outside zone, gets all the way out there, tucks in as Chris Forsberg. Let's see if he can get that bite and get right in that pocket. And he does. He gets all the way out there. You can see very similar to how Adam LZ was navigating Frederick Osbo. You saw that angle. You saw him get in the pocket, transitioning, a little fire, a little backfire underneath the vehicle into that last outside zone. James is deep. Chris just couldn't get it all the way out there. Chris Forsberg now in front. The Nissan Nismo NOS Energy All New Z on those GT radial tires, transitions through. James Deane cuts through the smoke on the transition into that second outside zone. You can see James Deane you can see him just kind of lunging forward. Now transitioning, let's see how they handle this. And boom, right there into that final outside zone. James even a little deeper than Chris Forsberg, so I know Forsberg made some changes to his vehicle and his setup. I don't know if that was the, let's see these battle bots right here. We're talking about the Ford Mustang and the BMW. James the Machine Deane initiates. Let's see if that suspension change helped him out or if it's gonna hurt him. Dylan Hughes was really confident putting JD on the trailer. Look at this, you're seeing James Deane filling all that second outside zone. Dylan Hughes with some great proximity. Needs to drop that back end and swing thing into the back of that Mustang. Into that final outside zone. Getting bumped up, let's see what you got here. Dylan the Dozer Hughes says he's gonna pack up JD on that trailer. Ford Star wheels go round. GT radials surrounding him into that second outside zone. James Deane. Look at that, now he gets close. He says, all right, I got you, bro. Look at that, grinding in. You can see him right there. It's a right-hand drive. He bucks him out of the way. Oh, Dylan Hughes drops a little bit of a tire there. Again, that contact was made, so take that into consideration.
Can hear the RTR boys over in the spotters booth dancing.
Knocked out by James Deane. All right, James Machine Deane initiates into that first outside zone. Feeling all that. Odie Boxies comes in. Want to see that overhead shot. Look at that, pulling that front left tire off the ground in that second outside zone. Odie Boxies bobs and weaves like a boxer in a boxing match. Here we go past that front inside clip into that final outside zone. James Deane dives in. He got the win in Long Beach. Is he gonna get again here in New Jersey against Odie Boxies? James across the nose of that Ford Mustang RTR. Odie Boxies, look at that, James Deane airs it out. Big, massive, sweeping entries in that first outside zone. Look at the telemetry there. You can see they're on throttle, going past and inside of the front clip. Let's see, they are eyes on the prize right now in that final outside zone. James Deane dives in on the inside. He then massages the back end of that Mustang. The field suspension S15 crosses the finish line. Where are you at?
James Deane, Jonathan Hurst. Jonathan Hurst, he's going to be chasing down the three-time champ. And this is the first time we're seeing James Deane go head-to-head here in competition. James Deane in that Ford Mustang. He transitions into outside zone 2. You can see that outside zone delirium. You can see it signified by that orange box or orange rectangle in the outside zone 3. Jonathan Hurst not getting all the way out there in that Mr. Cool Cadam XLR, but he does get great proximity outside zone 4. Oh man, we got a chrome on. Didn't have to do seating brackets, so here he is. Hey James, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And here he is in top 16, and he's leading the points with 74 points. With again, here we are in round 5 of 8. Jonathan Hurst would love to put a stop to it, and there are a lot of drivers in the field that are cheering for Jonathan Hurst in this scenario. Transition to the outside zone 2. Ooh, look at James Deane, not mimicking that angle. Definitely has the proximity. Needs to drop into that pocket, drop into formation. Hurst very settled. Look at those wheels. No corrections at all. Going from outside zone 3 to 4. Just right there, dialed, set it, and forget it. 1. James Deane out front. Connor Shanahan. This, we're really going to see a glaring mistake from one of these drivers. Don't leave it in the judge's hands. Do something sensational. The X Factor, what you got? Bang, right there. The buzzsaw. The buzzsaw on the door. James Deane spins. Might have been, I think, the tire to tire. And that's what I was talking about, earlier with Odie and Osbo. They were kind of nuzzled in there. Like I said, run out front. And James Deane, if he keeps his composure, doesn't do anything extraneous or makes a mistake, the win could be his, but Shanahan is really going to try to force a mistake from so it's a hard ass. Here we go in that second outside zone. That's where they have the contact, but Shanahan keeps it sideways, digs into that third outside zone. Here comes the final outside zone, zone 4, and whoa, there he goes. And that's really going to seal in that Irish flavor. Type S Touring Products, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Throwing some deals out there right now, $59.99. You get yourself a 12-volt jump starter pack on Amazon Prime. So be sure to check that out. Thank you to Type S. Pick up all your Type S gear at Type S here on site. And here we go. Send it. Here we go. James Machine Deane, AutoZone, Mustang, RTR Mustang versus Fed, a classic battle going that first outside zone past where we saw the wall ride of Adam LZ, and now James Deane rising a different way, keeps it on the ground, and look at him just slingshot away from Matt Field. Chucks a deuce and now throws some flames in his face. Oh man, right the line! They got hung up. Did you see that? He just hooked him. Oh, son of a gun. Just such, I mean, with that hang up in it, and again, at the glance, we haven't spoken to the judges yet, but nothing too out of sorts outside of, just getting too aggressive in a chase position, Matt Field, but that's unofficial. That's just kind of our at first glance. So here we go, Matt Field, that Borla Corvette goes into that second outside zone, goes in again. It's a must win for Matt Field to get on the box. So he needs the force and error here for James Deane, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And there it is. So around the Formula Drift world. Hero Manoa from the start chicane. We got a clean start. Let's see how he handles going to that first outside zone. James Deane sticks it to the door. Hero Manoa very deep in the outside zone 1. Good proximity by James Deane. Now coming to outside zone 2. There's James Deane. Oh, he looks like he gets that back left tail light. Hero Manoa in the outside zone 3. Look at that. Absolutely spot on lead run from Hero Manoa. Going to the last outside zone. Hero Manoa. James Deane coming in, bringing it across the finish line. What a run by both drivers. Obviously, seemed like the night just worked. Great.
Need to be so incredibly stoked. This is absolutely wild. So let's take a look here one more time at the side-by-side. Both drivers in the first outside zone, they look great. Second outside zone, basically mirroring each other as they transition out to the third. James Deane with a slight proximity, but it doesn't get as deep through that zone. Now as we go through the fourth, man, both of them so close to the fourth outside zone. I have absolutely no idea.
Come on, man. You can't just hand it to him. I mean, come on. Like, I love James. Great dude. His Becky is here in the building. But James Deane, get a fast pass to the top 16. Chilling, grilling, thrilling. Let's lay out, listen to the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Send it. So James Machine Deane, he will lead. Jeff Jones, give him a shot. All right, man, he is absolutely roasting those Nitto tires right out of the gate. And locked and loaded, big angle from him, sticks it to the wall. And you got to think that, he hasn't seen a battle yet today or this weekend. Oh! James Deane overcooks it. Outside zone 1 goes beyond 2. That's going to be that's an incomplete. Like literally, Jeff Jones doesn't even need to complete this. What the heck? So
happened?
Absolutely to the point. Overcooked it, has not the rest of the field. They're drooling. They're salivating right now. They're saying, go, Jeff, go. Evo AutoWorks Nissan 370Z. And James Deane, look at him. He's pushing Jones around, but if Jones just keeps it right, buddy. Wow, what an amazing initiation. Oh, doctor, look at that. Jones taking down a 3-time champion. Maybe one more outside zone for Jones. James Deane and Jeff Jones amazingly throws down a heater lead run. Yeah, that's right. The place erupts. You got to give your hat to him, man. And Jeff Jones gets the win, taking out our fifth. And I think that's kind of an embodiment of his vehicle as well. So here it is. James Deane leads. And again, if you recall, even as recent as Seattle, he overcooked it in the outside zone 1. And those are full throttle Ford Mustangs. And man, he is right there on that outside zone 1. He dials it in. Here we go. And look at the attitude of that car, lifting that front right tire up. Ryan Littoral, he's right there. He is hanging with them. So a lot of eyeballs on James Deane, but Ryan Littoral, and he dives in on the inside. Unfortunate for that Sunoco Sim Magic S15. He dives on the inside. He does regain that position. And what is going to happen here? All right. Ryan Littrell initiates in that first outside zone. Looks like he got rid of that shake, no problem for him. Does barely just exceeds that race line and now go into the second outside zone. Ryan Littrell, a little left foot brake. You see that front right wheel stop, but James Deane, that allows him to catch up here. And now transitioning that last outside zone. I'm assuming we're gonna get a side-by-side. Littrell on it. Wow. Great run by Ryan Littrell. Time FD, he wants to advance on and knock out Odie and maybe win it. We'll see. Andy Haley, he's gonna fight tooth and nail, going to that second outside zone. Goes the Mustang. A little disruption there, a little attitude. Andy Haley not backing down. A little bit of distance here between Andy Haley and James Deane in that last outside zone. Goes James. I mean, look at the precision. I mean, he is putting on a clinic. You know, again, James, as we really kind of give him his flowers, big him up, he does have kryptonite. Sometimes he beats himself, overcooks it. Right now, Andy Haley's going to try to take down this three-time champion, and he is a very capable driver. Ooh, he does drop that tire. Might have been 2, but that will not be an incomplete. Definitely not 3 in the second outside zone. There goes Andy Haley, and look at that. He is right on that razor's edge. He is riding that tire right on that white line. James Deane goes in on the inside. Amazing proximity by James Deane. Like I said, a minor mistake by James out front, but Andy Haley in that chase position having a little bit of difficulty, but now as he leads, James really kind of to take him out. He wants a victory here this year. He wants to get on the box. James Deane puts it right in that first outside zone. Now transitioning to the second outside zone. There goes James Dillon. He's quite, oh, James goes tires off. Throws up the gravel. That throws off Dillon Hughes quite a bit. As maybe, you know, to be honest, and there it is, like we said, as he is the machine, sometimes needs a little bit of oil, right? You know, just like you need to, that really grinds his gears sometimes. Goat status, baby. Here we go, but Dillon Hughes, the dozer who goes 202 miles per hour on the Permatex motorcycle, wants to take down the 3-time champ. Here we go, James Deane, and again, Odie Bakshi saying, go, Dillon, go. As he goes in that second outside zone. Whoa, look at this. So Dillon Hughes, James Deane gets to the door, he spins out, and some contact was made. James Deane, this gets interesting. I don't want to assume that James was a little too aggressive. I want to look at this transition going into outside zone 2. James Deane leaving the start line. The championship is up for grabs. And it's between these two gentlemen. Odie Bakshi, let's send it! James Deane comes in, chasing him down to that first outside zone. Now transitioning into the second outside zone. Odie Bakshi's good composure. James Deane right there, maybe giving a little bit of inch. And here comes Odie Bakshi in that second outside zone, transitioning into that final outside zone. James Deane, he wants it. He goes into the dirt. He drops tire. Odie Bakshi keeps the composure. Or is it Odie Bakshi's gonna put a stop to it? Again, it's championship or push. James Deane goes that first outside zone, transition to outside zone 2. Odie Bakshi's, now he makes his presence felt. Oh, look at him, angle for angle. James Deane dips a tire, 1, 2. Trucks are flapping. It's championship or push. Odie Bakshi's gets thrown off. James Deane, massive angle. Odie Bakshi's riding shotgun in that right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Are you kidding me? Did you breathe, Jacob?
I am now.
Again, Shell, we'll be out at SEMA. We'll be out at SEMA show doing some Shell activation out there drifting. Should be a good time. Anything else you want to add, man? I know I'm kind of just...
No, I'm just trying to take it all in right now. It's just cool that everybody in this building, everybody watching at home gets to be a part of this kind of history, and hopefully years from now, everybody here will look back on this day and be like, I was there. I remember the day that James Deane won his 4th FD championship.
What you said is getting a little misty in here.
Yeah.
Just thinking about your journey as well?
Yeah, just it's so cool where drifting has brought all of us.
That's cool. I like that. Here we go. James the Machine Deane, your 2024 Formula Drift champion, the first ever 4-time champion with a celebratory burning up tires here at the iconic track, Irwindale Speedway, the House of Drift. James Deane, your 24 champion. And there it is. I mean, what a textbook run for James the Machine Deane. Nerves were high. You know, they had 2 rear end changes yesterday. They had gremlins within the vehicle, you know, and again, just the way he started the season was sketchy. The car caught fire.
Yeah.
The team thrashed to get it back together. It looked like a baked marshmallow. And now he's got baked tires out back. What a crazy season. Emotional highs and lows across the entirety of it. And again, we've been coming here for 21 years, and every year it's just a different story. And some people thinks it's scripted.
You couldn't script this.
No, man, and we say that every year. S-Spec Performance S15 chasing down the 2024 Formula Drift champion, James the Machine Deane. And look at that, just pulling away. Like I said, the confidence is high. He's got that pressure off his shoulder. The car is capable. We saw that celebratory run. Stuckey, a little early transition, throws him off, straightens out. James Deane looks like he, again, right on pace. Exactly what you anticipated from James Deane. Confidence in his corner, the Mustang running good. Stuckey, one of the best drifters in the world. Nobody's arguing that.
Yeah, no one's arguing.
Nobody's arguing about being one of the best drifters in the world.
Yeah.
James Deane. Here we go. Daniel Stuckey, he needs to throw down a heater of a run. Otherwise, James Deane, as we said, 4-time champ, is going to advance on. Stuckey, a little low on the bank. Look, you can see kind of James Deane tiptoeing to the side of that S15. He'd need to make a major mistake in order for Stuckey to advance on. Good job on that second outside zone. And James right there, just really twisting the screws on it. Boom, there it is. James Deane gets it done. Easy peasy. Great effort by Daniel Stuckey on that lead run. But again, the mistake in the chase shortens it. Here goes James Deane out the gate. He's riding high right now, though. Literally, as he gets high on the bank, Matt Field, again, there's that good proximity. He mimics that angle. Well done. He throws it out there, has to back off a little bit. The Beast in the Bay, chasing down the machine. In the second outside zone comes a gun blazing. In that second outside zone, look at James Deane. Set it and forget it. But Matt Field bringing the heat. Great proximity, aggressive driving. Well done. Stomp your feet, Irwin Collection. A lot of Irish folk making the trip over here, cheering on James. There goes Matt Field initiating into the bank. And look at that, Matt Field, great angle there. Look at James, just really kind of just going back and forth. Watch this car. Watch how close he gets. I think he's going to reel him in. That's the side bite that these Mustangs have. You see it right there. He jumps to the side of the Corvette. Wow, look at that. He's banging doors. Oh, doctor, make some noise! So it's definitely doable. I mean, what a tear Jeff Jones is on right now. Here we go. So James Deane out front, but he is, again, riding the wave of clinching that championship. James Deane initiates. Jeff Jones back there, mimicking his angle. Definitely be a little bit closer, give himself a little bit of room here now into that second outside zone. Goes James, look at Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones actually maybe even a little bit deeper than James Deane on that last outside zone 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Well done. Man, that's a very little amount of time. Here we go, Jeff Jones out front, Evo Auto Works. Initiates into that bank. Look at James Deane. Little lower, he works his way to the side of the Z. Look how deep Jeff Jones, you see him hit the wall. His trunk pops up. And now in his second outside zone, look at that. James Deane, he is mimicking him. He is diving in. We got wheel, we got contact. Jones maxing out the angle. Yo! Hold that thought. Here we go. James the Machine Deane, Jeff Jones, James Deane initiates high on the bank. You can see him riding up there. Yeah, it's a great point there about Odie. That'd be crazy. Here we go, transitioning past the transition into that second outside zone. Jeff Jones in the smoke, gets lost. Oh, oh boy. That was tough. Where'd he go?
Coming on.
I love it. All right, here we are taking a look at Jeff Jones now up front. Jeff Jones up front, James Deane in the chase position. And here comes Jones. Jones initiates James Deane. As long as he keeps it moderately close, nothing too crazy, he's going to be moving on into the Final Four. Our 4-time champ, our 2024 champion. Look how big the Mustang looks. Looking like menacing over the 370Z. Looks like the movie Twins cover. Like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger next to each other. So, hey, round of applause for Jeff Jones. Here, Larry Chen says, let's shine some lights here. Type S lights are lit up, so why not pull out your phone once again? Let's light up the night here for our finals. Let's send it got Frederick Osbo, James Deane. Frederick Osbo leads, James Deane giving chase. Here goes Frederick Osbo, high on the bank. James Deane tapping the brakes. A little bit of separation there. Let's see if we can reel him in. Yes, sir. There you see him working his way up top, bouncing his way past that transition into that second inside, that inner outside zone. Now look at James Deane. He's tapping some tire, bouncing back and forth. Middle tire, 1 and 2. Banging doors, banging fenders. Well done.
Wow.
James Deane just right there. Final time of 2024. Or is it? They go one more time. James pulls away against Frederick Osbo. High on the bank, high on the wall. Freddie backs down. Freddie backs down. James Deane is going to be not only your champ, but your winner. As long as he keeps it sideways across the finish line. James Deane adds another podium to his 2024 season, solidifying that he is the best damn drifter in the world. 4-time champion, 21 championships overall.
Judging rulebook, section 5.2. It's on page 13. It's the third paragraph. Very specific. It does outline all of this. So hopefully that will quell some internet comments, but I don't think so.
No, I think that gives clarity to the situation, and yeah, and that does make sense, you know, and
yeah.
That's why the rules are there. There's rules, Marty. There's rules. James Deane, can you make this a perfect event? James Deane getting the championship, 3 podiums this year. What a ledge, as the kids would say. Hop, skip, jump, AutoZone, Mustang, RTR, Spec 5FD. Shanahan gets 3rd place. He'll be on the box. But what a great podium overall here in round 8, and as well as the overall championship. The hugs all around from other drivers. There's Graham from Heatwave giving him hugs. See Matt Marcoux from RTR. And just I mean, look, I mean, let's just talk to one man himself. We talked to him. Cerise, down to you, Cerise. You know, James, he's ready to do it again, I feel like.
Yeah, there's definitely has to be something in the water over in Ireland because we have 2 people on the podium. However, Ford is having an absolutely phenomenal time right now. Ford and RTR, you have back-to-back championships. There's so much energy running through your body right now. Explain to the people what this means for you.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable dream firstly having all my family, Becky, everyone back home from Ireland supporting here, lots of friends as well that made the trip over to support this, and it went out way better than what I expected. And for the whole Ford situation, driving a Mustang, I started when I was 14 years old driving a Ford Sierra, and that car cost me €200, and to go from that, let's say, a pretty bad car to this absolute monster and achieve more than my wildest dreams is just unbelievable. So thank you to everyone that supports me. It's been a dream. It's been a pleasure driving here tonight, trying our best, and I'm sorry for Frederick in the final. Mechanical issue, but no matter what, we were still, until that happened, having a serious battle. And great battles tonight with Matt Field as well, Jeff Jones, and what a way to finish an amazing year.
Absolutely, and that was a fight to the finish. Frederick, would you please join us? You are a phenomenal driver yourself, 2-time champion. However, James Deane did come through at the end, proving that you are the championship. 3-time champion, apologies. Now, give us some context here of what it means to give the championship to this man as a winner yourself.
I mean, he's arguably the best, right? And not just arguably, he is the freaking best, right? And I remember seeing this guy in Ireland back in the day. He was just as tall, but he was a few years younger. And he was, you can see it in his eyes, right? We came here to the States at the same time, 2008, and we were absolute, you know, fresh off the boat at the time. And over the years, we've learned a lot. He's accomplished a lot. We've accomplished a lot too, but there's still another level, and that is this guy.
Where is Shanahan? We need to get a message from the youth of the population. Now, you are here on podium with absolutely gnarly drivers. I mean, give us an insight into what's going on in your brain right now as you reach this new generation of FD drivers.
Yeah, what an honor it is to be joined with, you know, as Asbo said, arguably the best in the world. But I think tonight the point is proven. I'm sorry, Asbo, but he is the best in the world. He's the guy that we've all looked up to. You know, he showed us that the dream was possible, and to witness literally driving in the same championship and show that he's the first ever to win 4 is absolutely insane. I said it at the start of this year that you're going to see the scariest version of James Deane than you've seen in a long time. So congrats, buddy. I'm proud. I know the work that you put in. You live, breathe this sport, and you're an inspiration to every single driver who gets behind the wheel. But I'm pumped. P3 in a car what rocked up last night, not even branded. I don't even know anything about this car. I couldn't even tell you what engine's in it. So I'm happy. I drove the wheels off the thing, fell into lag against Asbo on the transition going into the wall, and was so annoyed because I was like, it would be a magical story if it was another final with me and James. But I drove my heart and soul out this year, honestly. I've been struggling. The cars have, you know, been super difficult for me to drive, but I'm happy. And to wrap it up at the podium, I'll be back next year to make sure hopefully James doesn't win a 5th one.
Guys, the character and sportsmanship on this track is incredible. Please give it up one more time for your 2024 FD podium.
Thank you so much, Cerise. Great job, again, working with you, Cerise Taylor. And there's the podium. 2 Irishmen and a Norwegian walk into a bar, and it's going to get wild.
Yeah.
Tonight and tomorrow, the banquet. When we